was like 2 to. I'm like, I thought I was gonna be early. You're already hitting. I like it.
I'm already getting reps in over here.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah, good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm good. Good New Year's, Christmas, the whole deal.
Yeah, it was all good. Yeah, it was just pretty chilled. Stayed here, low key, which was really really nice. So that was awesome. Stream song coming up on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. And then I think we'll be playing the Four Seasons at Tranquilo on the maybe the 22nd. And
Okay.
then we're we're either going on the Friday, I think we're going to go and play Mountain Lake
Oh, I heard it's special.
to get back to
Yeah,
what's it?
the one I think I saw one or you sent one, and then that's why I was like, I gotta send this video because I was editing that video that I put up today, and I kept looking at this swing. I'm like, that's the one, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's like when you sent me that, I'm like, yeah, that looks very different from kind of what I was looking at, and just that position at the top and stuff like that. Just so different.
Well, I like this one because the right arm doesn't narrow so much. Like the one that when you sent it, it sort of, I saw this look again, and that always worries
Just
me
get
a
that in
little
it,
bit.
yeah. Oh, and the minute I see that, I'm just like, I literally feel like putting the clubs away. I'm just like,
I was
no.
doing, I'm going to show you a visual. I was teaching this girl today that she's good. But I think this
Mhm.
visual is cool because she has like a little bit of what you have in that transition. So she was here-ish, right there. So this was like her transition. And
Yeah.
then we were just working on like how far away her hands can be in transition to get that kind of look.
Hmm.
And then I like this was Gankus posted this one the other day. Like he was pointing out something that is different than what I'm looking at, but see how his arms look there?
Yeah.
And then there's like Ben. So you get right, like look how far that thing is away, versus
Mm.
this one. And then I think about yours, like this one's outrageous, right?
Yeah.
Um, I think about yours if I see this, because then I know from face on it's going like that, right? I just know
Yeah.
it's closer, and then I know that at some point we're going that way,
It
right?
has to. Yeah. It has
Yeah.
to.
Cool. Let me see some. I got some ideas. I just want to like it's all the same stuff. We'll just play around with the same sort of cueing.
Okay.
What we got in the bag here?
Nothing new. Um, Nothing new yet. I've been definitely doing some testing, but um, no, just still Titleist irons, wedges, Titleist driver, TaylorMade 3 and 5 wood. So I haven't really tinkered with anything of the new stuff yet. I know the TaylorMade driver is really good. That QI10 LS is really really good, really quick.
The Titans driver, I think
Callaway's good.
that one seems like in my head, I don't know what would beat it for me. Like the ball
I
speeds are
know.
outrageous, man.
Outrageous. Yeah, yeah. No, I agreed. Agreed. It's going to be interesting when we start doing. I say that in every test we do. The numbers from all the new ones look great, but we won't know how good they are until we do the head to head stuff.
Right. Give me a couple more there, buddy. You pretty warm?
Yeah, pretty warm.
Okay.
So I'd say, Ty, like that miss, the kind of the little steepening move from the top, the shaft steepening, which leads to the sort of pull that I've seen a lot of that recently. Um, I'm struggling to keep the club head sort of the sweet spot behind the hands.
Like
I feel like in Venta,
yeah, I was gonna say Monday on the test day. Do you see that shot?
yeah, just the rotational
Yeah.
part was so easy. It feels like having a little bit of that to play with, where I kind of get that look. It's just like, that shape of swing we always talk about is easy from there.
That's different. I wonder if it's because you repped it there a couple times, you know?
It 100% was. I just had a feel for kind of that that sort of move, just more rotary.
Yeah, like that was the top, just so you can see the.
Yeah, I like that.
And then I would just say when you're doing the back, the first move right here, just
Yeah.
watch that we don't get the right wrist doing this too quick. Like I don't think like for you, it's like it's more forearm than wrist. Like I want it over there, but I don't need this to do so much so
No.
quickly, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that if we can spend a couple of minutes just on that, because I think I really noticed that in like recent videos that I could just see like early on, just like that happen again, where it just gets the club head gets inside early and kind of pushes the right arm into that position.
Yeah, I think like what I was teaching a college player the other day. We were playing around with the idea. We were saying it's like he felt like it was like reverse wrist set versus like lots of wrist set. Like it was almost like this wrist didn't really change like the whole way to there.
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's not, I would say not dragged, but just the same, you know?
yeah.
Yeah, like that was now go from there to the top, left arm reach across, get the left arm across the pack. Yeah, there you go. That's you.
Okay.
I think the amount of range too the wrist would go through would be slightly less.
It would be for sure. Yeah, it
Yeah,
feels like it just does less. Yeah.
a little more like Max Homa looking, you know?
Right, right.
Yeah, left arm out. Try to get the left hand in front of your right foot, like a little bit more down the line. Don't let it come into you. There you go. That now to the top and hit it. Cool. Hey, check this one just so you can see like it definitely. We see this. It's almost the same look when you push the box back, but just so you can see it without the box. Right? Look where that you see where that club head is there?
Yeah.
Like it's so
Look, I
much.
love it. Yeah, I love that it's riding above the right arm.
Yeah. And then we might have done a little more with the right elbow, but I just like this part looks pretty simple, you know, when I watch it go
Totally.
from like here
Yeah.
to there, right? Like look at how
Yeah.
simple that one was, right?
Yeah. Very quiet right arm, right wrist.
Yeah, because I think, yeah, like this, I mean, you know, this to this to this to that, like they all go together versus like that. And then this shoulder has so much more room to get to there, right? When I
Yeah.
start going like, right when this starts doing too much, it's so hard not to do that, you know?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
Great, dude. Unbelievable. Different, isn't it?
I think the only thing, Ty, that I need to be careful, I felt it a little bit there, is if I feel that we get that, that that we don't also, while we get
Right.
that,
hundred
so
percent.
we don't get the kind of left ear tipping down. That I felt a
The,
little bit of the left ear tipping down.
just watch when you do it that this when you do this, like don't let this hand go that way. Like that's why I keep
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
if this, see how that can still come around my body. Like if
Mm,
I can get that to come around my body, it should help you not tilt, but I don't need to use
yeah.
right. You know what I mean? Like versus like
Good point.
trying
Yeah,
to do it that way.
totally.
That's why I was saying sort of out
Yeah,
of the toe line kind of picture.
I like that. I like that, Ty. Let me quickly make a little. I've got a little notebook here. I just want to quickly make a little note on that. I think that's a really key point.
I know we talked about it last time, I think a little bit, and then you had a sense of like, oh, I hadn't felt my arm that way, right?
Totally, totally. Yeah, I need that as a reminder because I do get stuck in doing reps where that left arm just feels like it just pins across my chest, and from that point, I start tilting the head down for sure. What would we call that? Less right wrist
Yeah, less right wrist extension, or you could just say like less
extension.
movement.
And then we would say sort of lead wrist works out in front of the sort of toe line, out sort of in
Yeah,
front of the yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That first little bit. Let me just see that. Just about a foot. That's enough. Yeah, even a little bit less. But that
Yeah.
that drives that chest into a really nice spot. Oh my goodness, yeah, man. Oh, bud, unbelievable. It's funny because it looks like the amount of club movement cuts in half. Give me one more. Sorry, I didn't film it. I'll film this one.
Sure. No worries.
I love that one. Side note, your posture looks as good as I've ever seen you look, man.
Good. A little bit closer to it.
Yeah, like you look so comfortable, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome.
The one
Yeah, I
before
like
the
it.
last was a little bit more, but this one's still already better, right? You see that?
Yeah.
The last one, the left arm was a little more in front with a little less wrist. Not bad though.
Totally. Yep. Yeah. No, got you for sure.
Again, it was better, not too much, but just better. Like that's this
Okay.
one. So you can hit it. You whenever you want to see it, just tell me. I'll try to film most of them. That's that one.
Yeah. Just a
So that,
little right wrist again, isn't it?
a little right
Little
wrist,
that
yeah,
way.
a little.
I think maybe there's a little bit like I feel like I can get. So if I get the right wrist good, so it's kind of like there, but I'm also trying to get the left arm a bit more there. So
Yeah,
I'm
do
kind of
it.
fighting a little bit
Yeah,
of
yeah.
that.
So show me it. Show me the left. Show me the left one first.
Just left hand?
Yeah, left hand only.
Okay.
And then stop at the right knee-ish with the hand. Reach. Okay, now put the right hand on. You feel where you are?
Yep.
You get a sense of where the right wrist is. Now go back to address and then try to find that same spot. Good. One more.
Still felt like it got there.
It did. It did. Yeah. Just imagine it doesn't really change. Try to do it without setting the club quite so much. Like keep the right thumb sort of pointed at that alignment stick as you do it.
Okay.
Nice. That was better.
I think that's because when a couple, well, probably just before Christmas, really repping every single one, starting with set up here, and it really does feel different when I kind of let that right elbow sit below the left address.
Oh,
I still feel like I sit very much right arm sort of on top.
Yeah, and that makes it want to roll more usually, right?
Yeah.
Give me two more and then hit one, and then I'm going to show you what I saw here. Pretty good, man. Yeah, a little less wrist motion still. Okay, coming over. Let me show you this, and then we'll go back in. Okay, this is so when you did the left hand only, and then you put the right hand on it, that's where we were. Okay, so then this was you trying to copy that spot. So just the amount of movement, you see the difference?
Yeah.
And then sort of as we keep going, it wants to, then the left arm sort of came across more.
It does wants to come in, doesn't it?
Right? So, and then this one was probably the best one, but it's still a lot of movement, right? See how much the club wants to move? Like if I go back to this, right?
Yeah.
That's the post left hand only. So you could picture, like, imagine you finished your backswing turn from that club position. How simple it would look, right? It would be like, you'd be like here. So you did like left hand, you got here.
Yeah.
A little bit. So you did like you were there, and then this came on. And if you just finished your backswing, like that would be there, right? Yeah. So if I do this and you feel like you're in the same spot and then you finish, it's gonna change like the look of the top quite a bit.
Yeah.
So I mean, basically just making it less motion, right? That's it.
I know. Yeah, it's just, yeah, it should become easier once I get a little feel for it, because like you say, there's less motion, not more.
Yeah. Yeah, your body's trying to work a little harder than it needs to, but I think it's still trying to find it. Obviously, you push the box, you push a ball, it does it on its own. So it's like we know that drill does the right thing.
Yeah.
Okay, go left one more time. Okay, now put the right hand on. Lower the club head a little bit lower, just with the wrist. There you go. Okay. Now finish the backswing. Yeah. Good. Hit that. Okay. So check. So, I mean, I don't want to, there's one thing that I'm paying attention to. So the more, so watch how simple, like from here, okay, that's where you were. Like still, I would say just behind the hands. I'm okay with where that is, like totally fine.
Yeah, if it travels through there, yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I give it like a couple inches in front of the hands to a couple inches behind, but with the wrist like that. And then watch this. Look at the spacing now.
Yeah.
And then obviously that's going to change how this looks, right? Like it's like you created, obviously the more I do sort of this and this, and then I come up, like, see how that looks so much closer to my head? And then we,
I could totally get that.
yeah,
I just feel like it's been my life's work to try and get that part of the swing right. And I've never, I've always, like, I get it for a little bit. Like, I felt like kind of early part of the holidays, like it was the first half of the backswing was the best it's ever been. And
yeah,
then, just like I came in like maybe towards the end of the holidays and it was just like it'd gone. It was just like I totally felt like it had, like I was lifting it again and I could feel the left arm pull across like low across my
yeah.
pecs and like where did that come from? Yeah,
It's just the opposite, it's the opposite of
totally.
too much risk. And then that would be
That's nice. Yeah,
it just looks like, again, like the club head's traveling so much less than when it sort of works in and then it starts to, go
yeah,
away, right? It just looks like it's working
totally.
more. That looks like it's working so much less.
Yeah, yeah. No, I love the look of that. Okay, so that's the sort of key is trying to feel like the club head stays below the. So by the time we get to P2, sort of
Yeah.
feeling is that club head stay. Hand doesn't rise up, club head doesn't rise up. They both stay nice and low to the ground in the first part.
Yeah. That's that Lee Westwood visual, right? That we
Yeah.
liked. Hey, there you go. Setup looks nice. Awesome. Very nice.
That that was a better rep for sure.
Here, look at you want. Sorry, I keep stopping you, but this
It's okay. No, it's good. Yeah, that's good.
here's from the
Marlins away.
start. Here's the start. Watch this.
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Well, I love where the right arm looks. Look at this.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah,
just makes
that's
so much
good,
more.
isn't it?
Yeah, oh yeah, it looks easier, a lot easier.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah. Try to imagine this when you stop just below your head height when you get to the top.
Just below head height with the
Like
hands.
hands, yeah. So just a little less up, a little more away.
Okay.
Yeah. I think your left hand grip might have gotten slightly stronger too than before the break.
Okay.
So let's just weaken that just a smidge, man. I see it a little more when we do the left hand only.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like we've hit one shot that's went too far right?
None. None.
Any different?
Good. Yeah, very good. Let's just like a little, like see the,
Oh yeah, yeah, I got it there.
yeah, kind of like just a little push draw.
What do we got path on that?
Three right.
Okay.
Dynamic lie's been really good today, which I've been struggling with a little bit, but it's been kind of like 0 or slightly up.
Yeah, I think that, I mean, based on like the wrist being more active and then it probably being a little bit narrower and steeper, that
Mm-hmm.
caused that your body wanting to go up, right?
Definitely. I'd noticed that for sure.
Ooh, I like that one. That was nice.
Yeah, no, I did as well. Just that, I felt a couple where I just had a little bit less.
We got to keep pushing. But
Keep
I would
pushing. Absolutely.
like always, first move, get to here. Every time you do it, we hit better shots, you know? So we know that that causes good
Always. Yeah.
shots. So I
Yeah.
think it's still priority. We just got to, you know, we'll keep getting it. Today was good though. That was like a good, you know, get you back on track kind of session.
Without a doubt, yeah. That was some great different ways to think, I think, about the first part of the takeaway.
Yeah.
Um, just to kind of change the feels of being sort of, in the lead hand and keeping the sort of lead hand out in front of the toe line, hand down, club head down, and really set that first position. I think that's awesome.
Do you think when you
And
do the
then from
box, when you do the box push, do you feel like it's like an
mhm.
artificial thing? Like your brain, you don't think like you'll get a sense of that translating to the full swing? You prefer like where we did it today, where you get the position on your own, or what are your thoughts there?
I feel like the box is great because it gives me something to feel of, but ultimately if the box isn't there,
You
the
can't, it's
crutch
not
is
the
gone.
same. Gotcha.
Yeah, this is good today because at least we're sort of isolating the movement, and I understand it now, so that it's not just pushing the box away.
Yeah.
So that when the box isn't there, like I have a way better feel today for what that lead arm needs to do, and sort of how that first part of the takeaway needs to be. So, I think that was huge.
I love it, man. No, I agree. I agree. I thought it looked easy, and then we'll keep pushing that. I mean, I get to see you in a couple days, so that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah,
We need to get
amazing.
you locked in. I want to
I
get it
know, I
there
know.
like, okay, let's hit this shot or hit this yardage. We'll get there.
We will. I mean, honestly, like, yeah, the on-screen testing is a good kind of like benchmark because it's it matters. We don't have all day to film these things, and yeah, like and there's plenty of times like we'll put at some point like I do want to pick your brain, and when do we move towards sort of maybe combining some of the um the practice into like skill related practice, and
Yeah,
hit, like you say, hitting shots and different things like that. So but there's it's only start of January. We've got some time.
for sure, man, for sure. And it's like, you know, we just have to keep pushing it forward a little bit. And like I say, every time, anytime you hit balls, like just send me one. So like I always say, like
Yeah.
move slightly away 3 times in a row versus like slightly towards 3 times in a row. Like it eventually like gets a
Mm-hmm.
oh shoot, like it's work again. So that's why like I tell the guys
Yeah.
and the pros and the college guys, I'm like, anytime you hit balls, send me one so I can just say, okay, on the right track, or a slight bit more here or a slight bit more there, because like over time that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And it's not like
It
it's
does. It does.
stress
Yeah.
it. It's just like, oh, it's a little bit whatever, a little in, a
Mhm.
little rest. Let's try to neutralize it. And if
Yeah.
you know, just so you have it in the back of your mind.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And like, ultimate goal, and I see it more and more all the time, is I want to keep driving my ball flight down. That's
Yeah.
one thing like I'm super, super like mindful of. Like I want to be a bit more of a squeezer. I want to kind of have a flatter, if it's going to sit, anywhere, either side of the kind of mid ball flight, I want to sit it slightly below it. Just so like I'm always on top of it and that face is stable. I always feel like my golf game is on the edge of breakdown when I'm hitting it kind of almost like high and far,
Yeah.
is when it feels like it's on the edge. Whereas when I feel like I'm squeezing it a little bit, like I feel like I've just got such a nice like launch window vertically and laterally. Like I launch it through a little bit more of a more of a controlled window. So that's what I want to move towards for sure.
Perfect. No, that makes sense. Like, so the thing that's counterintuitive, when we'll finish obviously on Sunday, all this stuff, but as you start to get this like this, right? So now my radius
Yeah.
is wider. So now this whole side will want to help versus like when I start to get in, then, well, how I get
Yeah.
it low? Well, now I got to drive the handle to hit it low, which is going to push me back, which is going to, I would think
Totally.
destabilize the face a little bit more, even though it's rotating fast. If I'm going back and pushing my hands, it's going to be
Hmm.
rotating harder to manage. That's where we're going anyways, which is
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. No. When we chatted a couple of weeks ago about like how to get a little more forward shaft lean, and you said you don't really want to do it by like artificially pulling the hands forward or getting too much lead side. Like you really want to, like you just demonstrated, like you just want to kind of get yourself sort of almost more rotated and sort of get the right shoulder through it a little bit more. I was like, that makes all the sense in the world.
yeah, no, 100%, 100%. Like it's hard. Like I know as the hitter, because even with me, like doing it, I'm like, man, it's so wildly counterintuitive, and but like you'll hit it so low, you're like, shoot, I'm hitting it too low. Like
Yeah.
you're like, I gotta hit it higher. Like
Yeah.
this was the guy yesterday from West Palm, great dude, and he couldn't flight a wedge, and this is him throwing his right hand and moving his hands as fast as he can. And it was,
Hmm.
I showed him that video. I'm, because he was trying to get it like this way. And I was like, no, 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 like just keep throwing your hands and keep extending. And he's like, what? And then he hit one. He's like, I've never hit a wedge that low. And but because it just makes you want to keep going like this way when you hit it versus like,
Yeah.
do this, like it starts going up. So that's like the high to low band, right? If I take a band and my shoulder goes up, I can't pull the band.
Hmm.
I can't do,
Yeah.
but if I'm wide, I can just keep pulling the band and then I end up like that, right? So,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
yeah. As it's kind of partly why, like, I feel like I can't wait to hit on grass and kind of see the flight, and it's just it's hard to kind of like gauge the flight just doing it indoors and sort of get a good feel for that stuff. So it'd be good
it's
to get
so,
down there. Totally.
all right, let's get this takeaway and then I'll see you Sunday morning.
Okay, pal. Thanks for the time tonight.
Yeah, man. Hi to the crew. See you, buddy.
Thanks, buddy. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.